Okay, guys, welcome. Today we're going to talk about the non-evolution theory that the church is putting forth and the harm that it's doing. You guys are literally living in a slavery to go. It's affordable slavery. Chains were difficult. We didn't want to just have black slaves. And so we have found a way to have portable slavery. All we have to do is say, hey, don't pay attention to nature. The soil and the plants and animals where you live. Don't pay any attention to the correlation between the gifts that you're getting and the shit you're growing at your house. Your gifts, the things you need and want, are up in the sky. And it's murdering you. Your body is choosing to put itself in the soil. Every time you try to exercise, the voice inside of your head says, hey, this is so hard. Oh, better do it tomorrow. Better do it next week. Better to not do it. Better to eat some carbohydrates. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. Put some carbohydrates and some chemicals in your body. Your right hemisphere is chosen. Said, hey, we've got to put you in the soil. You've become a danger to the environment. Your body is the enemy of the environment. We got to get it in the soil. Because the church has you living this stupid shit. The part that they're saying out loud is, you didn't evolve. The magic genie in the sky made you 4,000 years ago, all at once. And then, just right away. Popped you out in a day, and then you as a species just came into existence. That moment, the part that they're not telling you is that this idea that you aren't part of evolution also separates you from the idea that you're still evolving. That's the part that they're not saying. If they said, hey, listen, you're not continuing to evolve based on the math inside of the habitation, the space where you're spending time, your body is not counting the number of human species-specific energies where you live and making evolutionary changes and literally changing how your body looks to attract or offend the opposite sex. If they said, hey, that's not happening, you'd go, wait a minute, that'd be too close. And so they've got this lie that doesn't hit close to the nail. If they said the true words out loud and then just said that's not true, you'd be left hanging going, well, maybe it is. I didn't consider that the hypothesis that my body is still able to evolve from the day I'm born, not just through puberty, but till the day I die. An 80-year-old, if we put them in a different area, we're going to put them in an old folks home, and all of a sudden, we're going to take them away from the plants and animals that they have growing at the house. We're going to put them in a old folks home, zero species-specific energies growing there, and now we've upped the number of species, and now all of a sudden, their health is very poor. The exercise that they were craving before dead, they have no interest in doing that. The right half of their brain decides you need to die in response to the new mathematics at the retirement facility. Or we put them in one of these lush retirement facilities that's got alligators and sloths and trees everywhere, and suddenly they become more vibrant. These people are both evolving according to the data in the habitation, the space where they're spending time, right up until the day we die. I have sort of a unique perspective on this. I have right hemisphere verbal communication. And so I might be in a populated area seeing something live or seeing something on TV about police abusing their power, abusing the people. And that was our existence growing up in Detroit. If somebody committed a crime, the police would just walk outside and grab somebody and say, look, I got it. Beat the shit out of some teenager and say, look, we got it. It would have been a lot of work to go and actually catch the scary criminal. And so instead they would just grab a big teenager and said, look, we got that motherfucker. Now you guys can go back to sleep and stop bothering us. We didn't like that so much though. We're just going to jail, being booked for shit we didn't do, for walking down the street so these rich people can say, yeah, they got him. Now I can sleep at night. When the real criminal is, of course, still out there. They didn't change shit. But I'm, of course, not happy about that. I might not be paying attention to the story, though. That was a long fucking time ago. That's not something I think about. But I might be watching something on the television, in a more populated area, and I'm going to hear a voice say, hey, fuck those guys. That's not my voice. It's coming out of my mouth, but it's not my voice. That's the right hemisphere is able to verbally communicate. And then I'm going to hear the other half of my brain say, hey, fuck those guys. And I'm going to say, yeah, dude, fuck those motherfuckers. Preach it, motherfucker. It's surreal to have another half of your brain communicating using your voice. However, it gives me this beautiful perspective. The church is putting forth 4,000 years ago, some chick ate the apple. She wasn't supposed to eat the apple. And so, the other half of your brain is this devil. Billionaires are always playing off of this, selling you shit, saying, hey, there's something inside your head. If you're able to look at it and know it's not you, now you can just make wishes. Oh, I'm a real popular guy with a big wiener, and I've got all the popular girls. You write it down on a sticky note, you stick it to your mirror, and every day you say, oh man, I'm the best looking guy with the biggest wiener, and all the girls are into me. I'm famous. I'm green. Just whatever the fuck you want. Now you just you've mastered it. And when that doesn't work, they're going to tell you, hey, you fucked it up, you dumb shit. Here's the new book. Here's our new $60 book. Books are $10. Our little cults books are $60, but they're promising you you're going to get rich and have a big wiener and have all the girls if you pay $60 over and over and over. But they're just playing on the churches what they already did to you by lying to you and saying the things that you need are over there, and there's a goalkeeper. You got to figure out who the goalkeeper is. Once you do, then you get rich. The church is saying the exact same thing. If you want to be handsome and have the big wiener and have the good job and get the pretty girl, you go to church. You don't work on your body. You don't build an attractive place to stay for her and her kids. You guys as future kids. You go to the fucking box. You press your hands together, and now you squeeze real hard like you're pooping, but anticipate that some big change is going to come. You're going to squeeze it real hard. Now you're going to finally be faithful enough and now your desires are just going to come your way because you've made the wish genie in the sky happy. And so, Freud came along and said, oh man, this other half of your brain, the half of your brain that we all know is there, that we can all hear, when you try to do some exercise, either there's somebody in there going, fuck yeah, I'm doing some exercise, or there's somebody in there going, hey, that sounds fucking hard. My toe hurts some. Let's do it tomorrow. If you're living, your body is going to the right half. The right hemisphere is going to agree with you. If your job, the prime decision has been made to get you into soil, then your body is going to fight you when you try to build health equity. But the church has told you that's some creepy force in there, that's some holdover from this chick eating an apple 4,000 fucking years ago. So there's just scary stuff lurking inside of you. You want to have sex with kids, you want to have sex with the same sex, you're seeing dicks everywhere, you want to have sex with your mother secretly, and so you're just going through life trying to act normal, trying not to let anybody know that you're terrified of this thing inside of your head. Guys, and so it's very liberating for me to have this right hemisphere communication occasionally. It's sleepwalking, it's auditory tics, but it has a language, and it's got opinions, and expresses them, and it's super fucking cool to be able to put your finger on what this is. Most people are terrified of this thing, and so they're just trying to ignore it, do what the doctors say, build those good habits. Just build those good habits and expect them to sort of snowball effect. You're going to push it over the hill, and it's going to start off difficult, but it's going to gain momentum as it goes down the hill, is what you're being sold. And that's, of course, shit. For two reasons. One is because your body is making a decision based on these energies. And two, the things that give you rewards for doing exercise, adrenaline, dopamine, serotonin, those simply aren't there. Those are manufactured by microorganisms that live in your tummy, or if you're in a relationship with a water treatment plant, you start out with trillions, and then every day when you poop, 10 billion leave you. And then tomorrow when you poop, 10 billion leave you, and pretty soon you're hovering down here, and you're barely able to make enough feelings. You're not feeling happiness, you're not feeling joy, you're not feeling elation, you're almost not feeling anything. Your orgasms are pathetic and almost without feeling because you don't have the chemicals inside of you necessary to manufacture that feeling. The cat has caught the cord up in its toys. And I'm just fixing it real quick, guys. You can't feel. You're feeling 1/100th of an orgasm, and that's the only pleasure that you have. And so you're trying to feel that as often as possible. Normally, a human in their full life cycle is going to experience more pleasure than you're experiencing in orgasm over just seeing a horse. Oh God, this morning there was a horse mom in a fence and a free horse, baby horse. And they were talking to each other, neighing back and forth, and so the baby horse ran over to a fence, and so I thought the baby horse wanted to get in the fence. So I got off of the bicycle. It's at like 5:30 in the morning. It's still dark outside, and so I get off the bicycle. The horse runs away, scared, and then I go and open this barbed wire gate. I pull the chain off and drop it onto the ground, and the horse runs over. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I was so excited. I couldn't believe what was going on. But then the horse got scared and ran away. So it didn't work out. They were saying, hey, my mom's in the thing and I'm out here. Fuck that. I want to get in the thing. And so I opened the gate for him to get in the thing. And he ran right up to me and then ran away. It was almost the it was almost the coolest moment in the world, except that right at the last, and he got right up to the gate. I knew exactly what he wanted. I did the thing, he ran right up to me, and then right at the last minute, his eyes got real big and he said, oh fuck, it's going down. And he got the fuck out of there. I can't tell you how much emotion I have with these interactions with these wild animals, people. It's so fucking beautiful. The rest of the white people here are pulling up to the cows and going, bah, get out of my fucking way. Bah, I'm trying to go over there and drink beer. I came from over here drinking beer and smoking cigarettes. Now I'm in a big hurry to get over there and drink beer and smoke cigarettes, kill myself, get myself in the soil here. And I'm telling them, motherfucker, if you don't like cows, go back to America. There's no fucking cows. You did it. You won. Go back there where there's no fucking. Here we have cows, but we like the cows. You know, we're not mad at the cows. We want the cows to be in the fucking street. We're in the street. We're trying to interact with the fucking cows. You should be experiencing pleasure right now. Serotonin, dopamine, endorphins. This should be insane. Every morning I pass, I don't know, 5 or 6 different massive groups of cows. I know the guys that are driving them. I know that the sounds that they make, I make the same sounds, communicating with the cows for the cows to scoot over a little bit so I can go through the middle. I go right through the middle. I don't go around them. I rub elbows with those motherfuckers. It's like I'm one of the cows when I'm going in there. I'm huffing just as loud as they are because I'm old as fuck and I've been on a bicycle for an hour. A wonderful experience. You guys should be experiencing that. When you see a tree, your mind should just be blown. You should be experiencing pleasure. You're not, because a microorganism inside of your tummy makes pleasure. He's not there though. He went to a water treatment plant. He got murdered, and then the water that you drank from the water treatment plant came back to you with antibiotics. Chlorine, chloramine, bromine, bunch of nasty forever chemicals. And it killed the ones that are inside of you. So you have almost nothing. You guys are operating on whispers of these chemicals that are absolutely necessary, not just for experiencing pleasure, but for everything. You guys are a bunch of fatties because GLP-1s are something the body naturally makes with microorganisms which you kill. You shit them into a water treatment plant instead of into the soil. They go in the poop, into the soil, they multiply, and then get taken up by the plants, and then you eat the food from the plants. It's not just eating from the plants, in caring for the plants, occasionally going over and checking on the water and stuff like that. You're going to walk by a plant, it's communicating with you. Hey, something is eating these leaves, so I'm cutting these leaves off. And you go, oh fuck, let me help you out real quick. You can leave the beautiful green leaves that you're feeding, but the leaves that have the insect on them that's bothering you, that you're trying to get rid of, let me get rid of them now before they infect other leaves. This is literal fucking language. You're having a conversation with these plants. In caring for that plant, billions of microorganisms. Understand that these microorganisms, we don't need a magnifying glass that's twice the magnification of a human lens. We don't need 10 times. We don't need 100 times. We need a 1,000 time magnification just to see these things. They're fast as fuck, y'all. They're fast as fuck. In that one interaction with that tree, I'm gaining billions of microorganisms. A lot of times what's going to happen is you're going to interact with a plant, and then your body is going to tell you you've got an itch somewhere. But you don't have an itch somewhere. Your body is telling you to plant those guys exactly where they need to be. You have 1,000 species living in, you need to have 1,000 species living in your tummy. You need to have 1,000 species living in your throat. You need to have 1,000 species living inside of your brain. You need 1,000 species living on your skin, maintaining your skin. So when you shower with that city water, and that chlorine and that chloramine and that bromine all bathe you in antibiotics, you're killing all of those guys. Then you're going, hey, why do we got the shingles and acne and all of these skin problems all of a sudden? Why are my teenagers eating by Noxzema and all these crazy fucking products? You killed the guys that are maintaining your skin. That's why. Excuse me. All we have to do is stop looking up. Now, don't get me wrong. If you want to jerk off Jesus or Muhammad or whoever you want, it doesn't matter. But you want to spend your time maintaining this and then watching the changes that are happening in your body. The changes that are happening in your kid's body. If you put these microorganisms back in your soil, back in your trees, which i.e. back in you, all of a sudden this right hemisphere is going to start saying something new. It's going to start telling you, God damn, you look good, dude. Go talk to that girl over there. You know what sounds fucking awesome? Exercise. You know where you meet hot chicks? Fucking exercise. What sounds good to eat? Well, to a dead person, they want some shit chemicals in the biggest thing that they can find, full of fucking high fructose corn syrup. Because the intention is to make you obese, overwork the heart, get this body, fat ass body in the soil. However, if we change the mathematics in the habitation, and all of a sudden your body decides, hey, we've got the right to life here. We have energy sufficient for our species. Now that same voice is going to change its storyline, and it's going to say, hey, let's go for some exercise, guys. That's our diagnosis. You don't need somebody else to diagnose you. Quite frankly, I'm going to have to ask you these questions that you could be asking yourself. For an American, though, we already know what that is. But the beautiful thing is, every single social media medium is maintaining this single storyline, cult storyline, that humans say they're going to go work out on January 1st, and then they don't. That humans, when they get married, they just stop having sex, and they're just okay with that. Nobody's okay with it, but you just got to be okay with it. Happy wife, happy life. You just keep shoving money, pills, drugs, everything at her so that she just doesn't spend her time berating you, destroying your fucking life, and that's just your life. They're laughing at the young married guys that think they're going to get married and have sex 5 times a day, saying, hey, that's, maybe on your birthday. Maybe on your birthday if you're not fighting. Maybe once a year if you're not fighting. But the both of you are big old fatties anyway, probably not even capable of sex, certainly not without a pill, maybe not without a microscope. Your shit's under a fucking Dunlap beer gut, as is hers. The physical mechanics aren't even there. This shit couldn't go down if she was interested, and if you were capable of making a boner without paying for a boner, because the guys that make boners are dead. They went to the water treatment plant. We killed them. That's why you gotta buy boners, guys. That's why you gotta buy GLP-1s. That's why you gotta buy things that make your metabolism go. Those were all made by microorganisms. They all went to the water treatment plant. They all died. We can just put them back though, and then you'll hear the right side communication change. You all have to stay in this cult in order for this church to keep you stupid, keep the wool pulled over your eyes. If one of you frees yourself and suddenly says, hey, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, exercise is fucking great. I'm gonna go do that shit right fucking now. Then all of a sudden people go, there's a choice, apparently. And it's not just happening. Everybody that's trying to go to the gym, this is so hard, and then your body tells you, hey, there's an injury. In order to work out, we have to stop working out for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, until this injury goes away. And we're all just getting the injuries over and over again. I had a surgery maybe 2 years ago, an emergency hernia, unrelated to the exercise. I had the hernia for 20 years, for 30 years. And I exacerbated it one day, lifting something at the house. The exercise, I had to stop doing the exercise for 30 days. Well, I carried a dead goat. So I ended up having to go stay in, not exercise for a little bit extra time, a little bit over 30 days. That's the only break that I've taken, guys. I go years and years and years at a time. There's no injuries. There's no breaks. If there's a tornado, I ride for 3 hours in the tornado. If I've got a cold, I ride for 3 hours with a fucking cold. And the right hemisphere of my brain is saying, fuck you, I'm not going to take a break today. I can't wait to go for a bike ride. I'm saying that, the other guy's saying that. We're in agreement because I have the right to life, because I'm caring for this human life cycle, guys. I've got 50 fruit trees outside. I've got, geez Louise, 30 or 40 chickens out there. And I couldn't tell you, 30, 40, 50 huge tilapia fish growing in a 450-gallon tank. I'm caring for the number of species-specific energies in my habitation where I live, where I spend my time. When I leave here, I go up the mountain where there's 100 times more energies than that. So all of the time that I'm spending is with my species energies. Those cows that are walking with me are food. They're going to have an amazing life and then be processed into amazing hamburgers. Beautiful people. Let me see how we're doing on time. The cat's got a new little toy I just installed, so that's what you're hearing over there. He's going nuts. He's loving it. He's part of the program, though, guys. He's not hanging out in my house. He's in my restaurant doing work. We're all working members of this thing. Nobody gets a free ride. When I'm married, we work together in the restaurant, guys. Together, we earn the money together. We spend the money together. Very beautiful. This cult needs for us all, for you all, to keep having this mindset of your goals are out of reach and they're offered to you by some weirdo in some weird ass robes or hats or something like that in a box that has zero species specific energy. When you walk into a fucking church, you should be wary. This church is murdering you. This university is murdering you. This discotheque is murdering you. you should be saying, hey dude, where's the species-specific energy? Where are the animals? You want 500 of us to go into this fucking church, and you don't have one fucking plant? You don't have one fucking animal? And you're not sure why the preachers are becoming homosexual in response to this building that has zero species-specific energy? This person was heterosexual at their house, where we assume there were some plants growing up. At least some plants growing up. Now we got 500 people in a box, and every one of these dudes suddenly becomes attracted to children. The fuck do you want, guys? If this stuff wasn't this obvious, I wouldn't get frustrated. I had to go to school for a real long time to teach this shit, but I feel a little bit stupid for having to do this. Some of this shit is a little on the, some of this shit's a little bit on the, on the obvious side right here, guys. I wanted to tell you a cool little story. Something that you guys don't have, but Appalachians do, is this: my left hemisphere was stunted, as was all of ours. When we're born, we don't know shit. We can't open our eyes. We don't know how to use our eyes. We don't know how to use our hands. We don't know how to walk. We don't know what a fucking number is. For the next 25 years, or if you're a doctor, for the next 30 years, you're going to learn everything from scratch. Painstakingly. Hundreds of people are going to be involved in teaching you everything for 25 or 30 years straight. At that point, you'll be capable of one thing. I'm a doctor. You need to fix a car. You want to talk to somebody else. You want to build a house. You're going to talk to the house building guy. I don't fucking know. I know common sense. I know enough, to get the good guy. But we can't learn all the things and be good at all of them. We're just going to be bad at a lot of things. We're only able to really, in our random access memory, hold the information for one thing really well. Now, the right hemisphere was 100% alive the moment you were conceived. The moment your heart was able to pump, this guy was alive and in charge of keeping your heart pumping, keeping you breathing. If you get hit in the head so hard that it knocks you unconscious, there is a small bit of you that has to remain conscious. Even in that dire situation, it has to keep your heart pumping. That's not an automated thing. That's going faster and slower depending on how much work you're doing, depending on the weather, depending on how much air conditioning we're conducting. Your body is amazing. You're the only species that has a head-to-toe air conditioner. Dogs are cooling themselves down by breathing real fast past their tongue. That's the only air conditioner. That's why we conquered these other species, because we have head-to-toe air conditioning. They can run away for a short period of time, but then they get wiped out. We have head-to-toe air conditioning. That's why we won these physical contests. We can just keep going. They're much faster than us, but we can just keep going because of this air conditioning, monitored by the right half. Fucking fascinating. This guy has a wealth of information that goes back millions of years, hundreds of fucking generations. All of the ways that people have died before you are inside of your DNA. All of the ways that won you, the girl of your dreams, inside of your DNA. Every situation you can get into, the means for getting back out of it, inside of your DNA, motherfuckers. This thing is amazing. So an Appalachian is going to put themselves in a situation. They're not going to take a class. If your dad rode a horse, if anybody before you rode a horse, the ability to ride the horse is already inside of you, in your DNA. So to take a class would be to learn how to ride a horse, like some other dickhead that obviously doesn't know how to ride a horse too great. He's getting paid to teach instead of getting paid to ride a fucking horse. How great could he be? Teachers are not usually, if somebody is teaching art, how great an artist is that person? If they were a good artist, they would not need a teacher's salary. They would be making millions of dollars with their successful art. Is that the guy you want to learn art from? My ancestor probably rode the shit out of a horse. I'm just going to put myself in a safe position. I'm not going to go bust a bronco the first day, but I'm just going to put myself in a safe spot on a chill horse and let this come out of me. I learned to sail. I bought a sailboat, and the nice couple, we definitely had different upbringings. They won $14,000 for the boat, and I didn't argue them with the price. I just told them, okay, you accept a check. You can cash your check, you can check it out, make sure it's all good or whatever, but I don't want to walk around $14,000. But they said, no, we trust you, here you go. And they handed me the keys and they said, now listen, sir, you can't drive this boat by yourself. And I'm looking at the keys, and I'm looking at the boat, and I'm looking back at them. And I'm going, well, I've got the keys, I've got the boat, so I'm pretty fucking sure I can drive this boat. And they told me a couple of times, they could see in my eyes that I wasn't getting it. They said, sir, you can't drive this boat by yourself. Once again, I'm just stymied. I cannot understand what they're talking about. I have the keys in my hand. We've already started the boat. It runs. We've already sailed the fucking boat. What are they talking about? But there's a whole thing that these people normally go through before they go out and sell a fucking boat. And of course, the first day, I just went out there and sailed the boat horribly. Horribly. I don't want you to think that I just got out there and found out that I was a savant of boat sailing. I went out there and sailed the boat horribly. I didn't know how to work anything. Apparently my ancestors had been doing this thing a little bit farther back. And so I was stymied by all the winches, and there's lines going every single direction, and you don't know what the fuck any of it does. It takes a little while to get this stuff down. You can run the controls back to your little cabin, your little driver's seat, but it takes a little bit of experience to get this down, but I wouldn't have done it any other way, because if somebody else taught me how to sail a boat, where did this information come from? We don't know. Did that guy show me? Did that guy show me more than I really remembered? Or is this coming from my DNA? Very beautiful. One day, I get it right. Probably about a week in. I'm going every day. Going out there hours every single day. And the lake is so big in Michigan, in Detroit, that you can see storms developing in different areas. Normally a lake would be in one environment, and so if there was a storm, the whole lake would be in a storm. They refer to these lakes as the seas. There's crazy waves, there's crazy tides. It's just, they're massive. So you can go towards these or away from these storms. So if you're learning how to sail, you want to go towards them and catch some of that shit, and then sometimes go, too much. I gotta get the fuck out of here. However, I start getting my chops. I start understanding these things. And then some things happen. One day, everything's going great. I'm going top speed. Top speed is 7 knots. Top speed is 7 knots, guys. That's walking. But on a boat, on a sailboat, it feels like you're hauling ass. And that's no motor. You're just hauling ass. Wow. The front of the boat is crushing these waves. So it really feels like you're on a speedboat kind of a thing, but just a lot slower. However, I go to check something at the mast, and I look down at my hands, and I feel like I'm somebody else looking down at my hands, and I said, I remember, and then I audibly said, hey, dumbass, you've never done this before. You can't remember. You can't remember this feeling. And then later I realized I can. My ancestor did this. The information came through. A hunting dog doesn't learn how to hunt inside of this one life experience. That came through. A sheepdog. You don't teach a sheepdog how to herd sheep. That came through. All this genetic information has come through, but the church has separated us from that information and told us, we go in this box and we communicate to them, they'll pass it on to the wish genie. Done. That's all the control you have. Go home and wait. Don't plant plants if you're hungry. Don't walk outside and talk to girls if you're lonely. Just sit in the house and wait for the wish genie to give you the fucking thing. Guys, one more example. Often, I sailed for a year straight from Canadian waters down to Mexican waters, and then just kept going. But I crossed the country down the Mississippi. It's not actually just the Mississippi. There's another river you pick up in Chicago before Mississippi, and then you have to go up the Ohio and take a Tom Bigsby to get safely down to the bottom of the country. But wonderful trip, but all the time scary. All the time scary. All the time scary. The first time I saw one of those big dams, we call them lock-in dams, I didn't know what the fuck it was. I pulled up and somebody built a wall all the way across the river. And I was stymied. I was like, how is the water flowing? There's still a current. There's a wall going through. I still don't understand. There's a wall going from side to side, but the current is still going as though there's no wall there. Fucking weird. I have no clue whatsoever, but I pull up to this and I'm like, look at these rich fuckers. They just built a wall in the river. And then I see there's a control guys over there in a glass box. So I'm hailing them on the radio, telling them, hey dude, I don't know what this is, but I have to go over there. You know? What these things are is the river is higher or lower on the other side. So they're going to bring you in here, and then they're going to pump out thousands of gallons of water real quick, and they're going to either raise you up or drop you down so they can let you out the other side. Kind of cool, certainly a feat of engineering, but I was confused as fuck. I turned the boat around, and I'm going full speed up the river, but I'm staying still, and you're like, well, once I run out of diesel, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna float into this fucking thing. So just constant scary stuff. Like, you get in situations where the waves are so big, you'll just go up this wave for 11 hours in the exact same spot, and then just have to go back to where you were before and try again tomorrow. You feel very small, but there were times that I'd get in life or death situations, scary situations, so I'm running up on deck, and I'm getting things tied down, I'm moving sails, and I'm tying things off, but I, Stephen, only know how to tie a granny knot. Just this. You know, you put one thing through and you pull it tight, that's it. Make a circle, put it through, pull it, that's a granny knot. Granny knots come undone. There's a saying, if you don't know how to tie a knot, tie a lock. And so on my boat, the mainsail that has thousands of tons of pressure has 5 or 6 or 7 knots on it, because I only know how to tie a granny knot. However, in these times, life or death situations, I'm going to barely remember. I'm moving so fast, there's so much adrenaline that I'm barely remembering. And now we get back into the port, and I'm going to go up here. Everything's fine now. Slow it all down, enjoy the sail, get back into port, and then I'm going to go over, and there's going to be some fancy 4-part knot there. Guys, I want you to understand that right side's 1,000,000 years old. It has no, it's got no, I can't think of the word. It doesn't have to play catch up, guys. That 25 years that you went, catches don't plug the fail. Took you 25 years to understand how things work. 1 + 1, 2 + 2, and then train for a single career. This thing was fully capable with a full Rolodex of every experience every human has had before you available in the womb. That guy tied this knot. I didn't even know how to untie it. And this happens consistently. And each time it's a different knot, and each time it's a knot that's specific to this situation. Like, God damn, that's the perfect knot. I don't know how to untie it. I couldn't do it again, but wow. And it teaches you to just rely on this right half of the brain. A lot of people, when they get in scary situations, or situations where there's a potential for a scarier situation, they're going to spend a lot of time mentally prepared. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. If this person tries something, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna do the thing. I don't have to do any of that shit. I don't know how to fight. However, there's an animal inside of me that's been alive for millions of years that has a Rolodex. Just a Google, a series of endless information from every lifetime before me, and the adrenaline just kicks in, and I'm able to handle any situation. And so when I get in potentially scary situations, one time I was going to go out in a sailboat, but there's this gigantic rig in the middle of the fucking river that's got bucket trucks on it. So it's so fucking big, the bucket truck is able to drive around, and they're able to clean the bottom of the river or do stuff on the shore with this huge barge, but there's like no space to get around, and there's no wiggle room. There's no wiggle room. The edge of the river to get out onto the lake, the edge is shallow, and so I can rub the bottom of the boat. I can run into this fucking thing. I can get right up to it, and the wind catches the side of the boat and pushes me into it. I can damage them, they can damage me. Terrifying. And then you go, well, I just kind of give in to this panic feeling, and my hands will automatically know what to do in the situation. It's beautiful, guys, to be able to be comfortable again. But also, I'm prepared by having 1,000 different chemicals that you guys no longer have. And so I'm going to feel more confidence. I've got GLP-1s, I've got Wegovy or whatever, running Ozempic or whatever. coursing through my body. So you go, man, that guy's skinny because he does a bunch of exercise. No, I'm skinny because I'm full of free, endless Ozempic or whatever it is. My sex operates, even though I'm about to turn 56 years old, operates perfectly with 20-year-old girls several times a day, not because I'm taking some pill or I've got some recipe. Nitric oxide is made inside of your body. Nitric oxide is Viagra. That's your natural Viagra. I don't need to buy a pill because I'm fostering these microorganisms. Amazing people. Guys, that's my time. You guys are super important to me. I'm going to do this again real soon. Probably tomorrow.